The statues at Green Street are named champions. It was unveiled by His Royal Highness the Duke of York on the 28th of April 2003. The sculpture's name is Philip Jackson and the material used is bronze. It depicts Captain Bobby Moore hoisted on the shoulders of his teammates, holding aloft the Jules Rimet World Cup trophy. This famous image captures England's memorable 4-2 victory over West Germany in the 1966 World Cup final. Martin Peters, the other West Ham player, scored one goal, and of course Jeff Hurst scored a hat-trick, which made him a legend to this day. Hi, welcome to the West Ham Irons channel. Again, it's Jazz, and yeah, we're filming on Green Street today. I went back a couple of weeks ago to do the first part of the filming, and you'll see my comments when the video's out now. I mean, today I've got kind of Steve and Steve, haven't I? So how are you, sir? First of all, it's Steve from Dagenham. How you doing?
Not too bad. Bit nippy, but back in the old place, eh?
How does it feel at the moment?
Weird, strange. It's not the same. Looking at the cranes behind you, where the stadium used to be. Yeah, sad.
Yeah. And I have Steve, who's Steve from East Ham, and you're quite local, and I can see from your face, mate, it's all kinds of memories, mixed feelings, guts probably going all over the place and all that kind of thing, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, when I was walking down here, the memories were certainly coming back. Some very, very happy times down here. Just so sad it's gone. It's just not the same no more, is it? Yeah. The whole area's completely changed, you know, but it is what it is now, I guess.
I mean, if we swing towards the Boleyn, well, apparently, yeah, it's definitely got new owners because I went in there. It's been revamped. It's different. You can't walk around the pub in one go. We'll show all our views that bit later on. I mean, do you have good memories of the Boleyn, mate, going in there before a game or after?
Yeah, very happy memories. More so the night game against Castelia when we was waiting for the result to come through, and we was all in the pub there waiting for the result, and you know, it's just happy times. Just miss it so much, you know.
Our good friend Nigel kind of had a message from him this morning, so I hope Nigel's alright. He says that because he used to live so local, he literally was, obviously being a kid, he's an avid programme collector, so he walked up to the match just to get the programme, and I think he was with his uncle, and he had a feeling that his uncle knew a few people at the ground and he might be able to get in, but he couldn't get in, mate. It's very tough security, wasn't it?
Well, I could tell you a little story about that. We did actually try to climb in there. We got in the toilets, but we got chucked out. They sussed out that we was in there.
Crazy. Steve, if you want to come with us, come in front of the Boleyn as well, mate. If you just stand in front, and I'll any memories from the Boleyn as well, mate, for you?
There is, but when we was driving down just now, the first change was seeing the Central Hotel. We used to go in there as well before games, and that's shut as well. But yeah, I used to go in there quite a bit, but mainly I used to go in, pop in the Queens for a quick one as I come out the station, and then into Ken's Caff for me brekkie, see your old Carol in there, and then straight into the supporters club in Castle Street. But yeah, I used to go in the bowling mainly after the game.
I mean, if you look right behind you, I believe that's where Barclays Bank used to be, in the corner.
It is, yeah.
And those were, as you know, those were the club's main bankers back in the day. That's all gone. I mean, yeah. Anything else you can see, Steve? Sort of looking around, mate. That's changed.
No, it's nice to see Newham Bookshop still here. That's a bonus, I guess. But as I said to you, I'm flabbergasted how the area's changed. I mean, as I said, I'm local. I live down by the town hall. But yeah, walking down here, I didn't recognise it, to be honest with you. Very sad to see the pie and mash shop's gone as well now.
Well, we're going to go up there soon. So what we're going to do now is we're going to walk up towards what would have been Nathan's Pie. The fish and chip shop's still there. So we're going to head in that direction, and then we'll catch up with everyone later on. Hi everyone, it's Jazz and Ginger Andy Carroll with me to go back to Green Street. Really, I've not really been back since we moved, so it's going to be quite an emotional journey for us both. We're starting off with the statues, really. So what we're hoping to show you today will be, move on to the Boleyn pub from outside, one or two other pubs, see what's actually where the ground used to be, sports bar, look at one or two other areas, see what's changed, walk all the way up to Upton Park Station, and just rekindle our memories, really. So kind of, Ginger Andy Carroll, how are you feeling, sir?
A bit nostalgic, to be fair. It's weird walking down this road, to be fair. seeing all the match day rituals that a lot of people are used to. We've got the Boleyn just over the road. You've got where Nathan's was just down the roads. Got the Queen's just up the road. We've got the statue here. Luckily, this is still here. Should have come with us, to be fair. Got the supporters club that we've seen, and then the big eyesore of the building site and scaffolding.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, they're still there. The legends are still there, you know. And I know we've got a 1965 commemoration statue at the new ground, which kind of half replaces what this stood for, but at least it still reminds us of what was here, really. So yeah, we'll start the journey, and hopefully you'll find it interesting, really. So take care. Yeah, yeah, it's one of the old style pubs that I like. 1900s written there in the corner. Yeah, just in the corner there, and you can tell it's all been done up. High ceilings and numerous rooms on the top. Okay, so Steve, what did you notice about the door?
No, just like look at the old traditional door, saloon written on the door, saloon. In the pub.
Yeah. The old saloons and bygone age, isn't it? So we're going to walk up towards. Well, as I mentioned before, Steve. I mean, I don't know if you want to come in front of the camera, and I'll just follow behind. The Boleyn Cinema, it's not there anymore, functioning as such. It's a church, isn't it? Again, I don't know if you guys ever used it as a cinema back in the day or not.
I did when I was they used to have I think I'm right in saying this used to be a Sunday. You'd come down here on a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning.
Yep. So now we're going to walk up towards Nathan's Pie, and Steve, again, you'll notice a lot of the shops are no longer there. We used to have a club shop there on the left. Again, that's kind of not there anymore, mate.
I don't recognise half of these shops now, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, let's get a bit closer and see what we see. Right, we're walking up to the Boleyn Cinema, which doesn't seem to be there anymore. It's become a church, so that's another thing that's kind of changed now. And then we're kind of moving towards where Nathan's used to be. And Andy, a lot of it's changed, isn't it? I mean, I didn't think some of the shops would change, but even they're changed, aren't they, mate?
Yeah, everything's changed around here, the whole area, the whole trading business that was connected with West Ham and West Ham fans. It's just a shame. It's memories for a lot of people. People have been coming here for over 30, 40, 50 years. And then we've got long live the Boleyn.
Yeah, I mean, you know a little bit better than me being local. I mean, this used to be one of the areas where you had an eye of the ground, didn't you? You could see.
That's it, yeah.
You know?
You can see the scaffolding in the building site in the background of where the stands once were.
Wow. I mean, one thing that's hit me, Andy, is the size of the area. I mean, it's a vast area, wasn't it, where the ground was? You can see it now.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get a little...
yeah, I mean, if we step back from here and...
That was the original.
Yeah.
Long live the Boleyn.
Yeah, and if we step back a bit, we can show our viewers that there are obviously, and hopefully will remain, signs of that we were here once with our colours. Long live the Boleyn. God, that's...
With the old badge as well.
Yeah.
Badge in the corner.
Badge in the corner, which has been my favourite sort of badge. It has to be the castle for me, mate. What about for you?
Well, listen, what a lot of people don't realise is there used to be the Boleyn Castle that was actually buried underneath our stadium for so many years, and taking all that heritage away by moving from here in the first place, now you're taking away the Boleyn Castle heritage as well, which is where the castle features in our badges over the years, and it's a shame. And I think that's what's the word I'm looking for?
It's a shame, and it's unfortunate, because as a country we're very good at looking after our history, and perhaps in terms of football grounds it's being lost, which is an important part of the country. But what can we do? I mean, Yeah, I mean, today we're just going to look at what's here in terms of why it happened, what could have happened. We'd probably leave it for another show because I'm sure me and you could carry on for a while. But if we just go through this gap here and just show the viewers what more we can see, and then we'll go back towards Nathan's shortly. So let's have a look through here, and yeah, there you go. Wow. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll go back towards the main road and come back in here again. But you can see construction is still ongoing, isn't it? You can see that. Interesting, really. Okay, we'll be back. So we're outside Pound Zone. What is Pound Zone now? So what did this used to be, mate?
This used to be Casataris, the old calf.
Oh my days! I didn't know that. Oh wow! And when did that go then?
I've no idea. I can't remember the exact date, but this is where all the old players used to come and play all their they used to use the salt
and pepper
pots as players and do all their tactics. Johnny Byrne, Braybrook, all the good old boys, Muffin Bond. Yeah.
So when do you think it closed, or when do you think?
I don't know. I really don't know. I wouldn't want to say early 80s. I would have thought, or around that. I'm sure someone will tell you. But yeah, some of the stories that have come out of this was a legendary place. This was legendary.
I was hoping that it might be open. I wasn't quite aware where it was because, like you said, that long ago, I wouldn't have known that, mate.
Yeah. I'll put a picture up if you want on the thing of the old Casataris. Yeah.
I think you have, and
I'll put one up there.
The owner would have
players in there. Yeah.
Steve, were you aware of the calf?
I was. I never went in there myself, but I've heard the stories what Steve's just told you. Loads of stories.
Wow. Well, let's carry on moving then, Steve, and see what other treasure troves we find, mate. What Steve was also mentioning was that the restaurant, the calf back in the day, had 2 floors, and the players would often be upstairs, and downstairs would be the normal sort of customers, really. So yeah, really good knowledge there from Steve this morning. Casataris Cafe on the Barking Road was very, very famous and an integral part of a lot of West Ham United players post-training. It's where they met to eat and discuss, amongst other things, football tactics, and many of these great West Ham players went on to become renowned coaches and managers. Players such as Ernie Gregory, goalkeeping coach Noel Cantwell, John Bond, Ken Brown, and Malcolm Allison. Another interesting fact is that it was also hosted wedding receptions, one of those being a centre forward Tommy Dixon from the early 50s who had held his wedding reception there. Yeah, Steve, so this obviously, as long as you can remember, it's been there, and hopefully it's one of the ones that's still there, isn't it?
I think this opened in 1978. I can remember coming down here and actually having a first Savloy chips in here.
Oh my God.
And to me, this is the best fish and chip shop in London. This is a special place.
We sort of, we had an interview with the Sun, and we kind of had a meal here, had a pie and chips afterwards, and he kindly gave us a few words of how the linkage back to West Ham. If I'm right, do you reckon the West Ham badge used to be there in each side of the corners? I can't remember now. Could have been, couldn't it? Shaped like a football crest, isn't it? The badges at either end. I don't know if there were hammers there or not, really.
I love the shutters.
And Steve, you been in there, mate, in the past?
I have, yeah, a few times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not for obviously many years now, but I do like the shutters. That gives it a good look.
Yeah, we're just going
to... little bit of a reminder of what was here once.
Yeah, not much left, but yeah, every bit counts. So we're here in Erkin Fish and Chips, who've been here a long time. Thanks for coming on. How long has the fish and chip shop been here?
This shop has been here about 40 years. 40 years,
yeah. And how's the business been affected since the club moved away?
Well, obviously it's never been the same since they moved away. But obviously life goes on. You have to carry on.
Yeah, I mean, you're one of the brave ones who's still here. We've seen a lot of the business, even the cinema's changed. Right. So good luck. I hope it carries on for you and the area gets more prosperous, because the good thing is you've got a lot more new people moving in behind. Right. So hopefully they'll respect your history, and I used to be in here quite a lot, had a good time. So good luck with everything.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Just one quick question. Are you West Ham fans yourself?
I am myself.
Yeah, I see the West Ham memorabilia and that's quality, and I really hope that business really picks up for you and carry on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for helping us. Thank you.
Cheers, boss. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Right there.
So we're outside Mother Hubbard's, a fish and chip shop now, and this is where Nathan's used to be. I've got to be honest, I didn't go on match days due to the queue, but I certainly went in there on match days when going to the club shop. Andy, any good memories of Nathan's, mate?
Yeah, quite a few, mate. Quite a few. It was one of my rituals coming. If it wasn't banged out, because you'd walk. You won't even need to walk along Barking Road. You get to the corner, you'd see there's a lot of people queuing up outside, and I'll just turn around and walk away. There was no point. It was that nice, and people wanted to support the local business. But when you see the queues like that, sometimes you haven't got time and you have to find somewhere else. But yeah, Mother Hubbard's is the fish and chip shop now. Used to be Nathan's Pie Mash. You've got Banjo's if you're pan round to the left. That's been there for years. The viewers would probably remember that used to be a green banner. Used to be green sign, that was. Ladbrokes used to be another one. Used to come down here and put my bets on. The old paper bets back in the day. Now obviously you've got a lot of digital bets and betting apps. But yeah, this is bringing back some memories.
And in the video I've got Papa's, and next to Papa's the Who shop, which you walk. Is that where West Ham used to have their own store here once, didn't they?
They had a store along here at some point, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Which shop, sorry?
The rug shop.
Yeah.
Remember the rug shop? Remember
Do you-
walking past that and seeing all the rugs outside?
I
Stroking it like Macau Antonio.
remember we used to have our own shop here. Do you remember? West Ham shop was here.
Yeah.
West Ham shop was here.
Yeah.
Nathan's all around here as well. All different names now.
Would have been roughly here
About-
or here.
Yeah.
So
So
probably here.
yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to look it up, but I think Nathan's was probably about here somewhere.
Yeah. And then obviously those shops are still here. You're gonna laugh now. That Tesco's over there. Yeah, I bought many a half a bottle of rum from there, mate. You know me. Another funny story. Tried smuggling half a whiskey and I got caught at the turnstiles. Had to leave the bag there, mate.
I've done that with a bottle of Jaeger, Jazz. Don't worry. I think we've been done it.
Ah, great. But it's good to hear that fish and chip shop's Erkin, been here 40 years, brave enough to stick around, and like I said, it's happened what's happened, but hopefully with those new residents moving in, help the business, isn't it, mate?
Oh, 100%. Generating more residential areas is only going to prosper the local area. It's just a shame that places like Ken's Cafe, Nathan's Pie Mash have gone under already, because I think they could have benefited from having those residents in earlier.
Yeah, definitely. Now we're looking at the Prada shops across the road, and Steve, remember one particular shop, didn't you, mate? That's no longer there.
Yeah, Rose Sports, that was quite a well-known landmark. You know, if you wanted to go somewhere, say go down by Rose Sports, down by the Boleyn, but that's all gone now as well. So.
And anything else that's kind of still there?
Yeah, I think that's about it for the minute.
Yeah. Okay, no problem, mate.
Let's get down here and then Oh, of course.
Yep.
You know what was here, didn't you?
Take it away, mate.
Hold up. I'm trying to figure out.
Carpet matters. No.
No, it weren't there. It's just down here.
You know what though? Apart from the Central Hotel and the pie shop, the reason I don't know a lot about this end is because I always used to come in from the station end and mainly concentrate on that side of it and come around here every now and then either to the Central Hotel pub or Nathan's Pie Shop. So really, I know a bit of it here, but my main part I used to go to the ground was from the station down to the...
Cool. Right, let's see what we find. So that, the Who shop's still there, mate. And I believe from the first part of the filming we did, yeah, Nathan's is kind of, you know where it says Mother Hubbard's?
It's like a fruit and veg shop, isn't it?
I think that's where Nathan's was, mate.
The food centre.
No, I don't think it's, no, Mother Hubbard's.
Sure, this is Nathan's here, won't it?
It's either that, mate, or if we go this way, it's either that or Mother Hubbard's. I'm not sure. But you reckon it's there?
Yeah, this was where the famous Nathan's used to be. Pie and mash shop. Everyone used to like their pie and mash before the game. Queues down here was endless, you know what I mean? I think he said he'd done 900 pies at a game.
Yeah, I used to go a lot during the middle of the week just to pick up programmes and go in there. Match days, yeah, you had to queue up a while, didn't you, to get in?
It's sad because it's another part of the old East End that's gone now, isn't it? Nathan's Pies, Eels.
I think there's a good one there where Steve lives. We went a couple of weeks ago, didn't we?
Yeah, but there is one in Dagenham Way, but I'm going to take Jazz there one day to Robbins in Basildon.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, Steve. Robbins in Basildon.
Steve, any stories of Nathan's for you, mate?
I only went in there a few times, but the queues, sometimes on a match day, the queues outside, do you remember, Steve, just to try and get in there?
But a lot of people didn't like Nathan's, but to me, Nathan's, out of all the pie and mash shops, Nathan's was my favourite. Done a wicked chilli vinegar.
Yeah, you can't do without that. I think it was fine. The ladies are very friendly, and if I remember, a few West Ham photos on the wall, that kind of thing. So, well, when the ground moved, Steve, I mean, for the viewers, Steve is obviously very upset with what's happened with the move, and I don't think you've been back to London Stadium, and I don't think you've got any real sort of wish to go there at the moment, certainly. And these shops were meant to be relocated, weren't they, mate, and protected and helped, like David Gold said, but none of that happened, did it?
Well, there was documentary, weren't there, where that lad down there pulled up David Gold in his chauffeur-driven Rolls Royce, and they was saying, I think he was one of the lads that sold the sweets, and he was saying that they're going to relocate all the sellers down to the new place. It was just all lies. It was just a fabrication of crap just to get us out of the Boleyn.
What about you? You feel for the local people, local shops who are no longer here, mate?
Yeah, I saw that documentary where Steve said they was going to promise everyone to relocate. I mean, you go there now, like my boy was there last week, and like, you buy sausage and chips, it's like £9, Jazz.
I think the burgers are £8 with no chips, no onions, nothing, no cheese.
Sorry, that was the good thing for me. You could come down here and you could get a really decent burger off a number of vendors. And the other thing that's not down here, there's no badge sellers. There's just no merchandise stalls. There's no fanzine sellers. There's nothing.
No, they're all kind of companies that got nothing to do with the club. There's no association, and yeah, even the stewards, mate, are not West Ham. They don't know anyone personally or anything like that. Yeah, sad, really, mate. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go up right at the end and show you boys where we filmed it last week. Is the old Urcan fish bar, which I'm happy to say is still there.
My wife had Nurgan last night, funny enough.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to the son, and he's a West Ham fan, and hopefully I was telling him that all the new flats that we're going to show behind are going to provide him with new customers. But some great photos in there. One I think Martin Peters written to his dad back in the day. Best wishes.
This to me is the best fish and chip shop anywhere.
So Steve, we're kind of on Priory Road now, looking at the great mural there. And Steve, you were mentioning something about the Working Man's Club, mate.
Yeah, the East Ham Working Man's Club is the next road, Boleyn Road, where Dave and X from the West Ham Way used to hold the events. I used to go to them quite regular.
How far is that from here, walking distance?
That's the next road up on the left.
Do you think that's still there? I'm not sure.
I think it might have been taken down now. Yeah.
And Steve, any memories of the Working Man's Club for you, mate?
I never went in there, to be honest with you. Obviously I know where it is and everything, but no, I never went in there. And
when you look at that mural, I mean, those are some great retro kits back in the day. You got Billy Avco Trust, that's got to be around 1984. The other one, 79, 80, I think, around from that era. Yeah, from 77. I mean, hopefully that stays where it is and no one does any naughty graffiti on it, but you never know. Because just being honest out there, I don't think any of the locals around here support West Ham, not many of them. I think they're Liverpool, Man U, that kind of thing. But looking at least it's there, isn't it?
Can you imagine having that in your garden or in your house? I'd love that on a house, wouldn't you? On your own house wall.
Yeah.
If I had that up on my house, my old woman would go, Garrity, I'll tell you, she'd tell me a new one.
We all know it's a battle always with the missus to go out and do as much football as we'd like.
Do you know the thing I like about that? Retro kits. There's one thing missing. Well, one thing I'd like to put underneath that. I'd have moved it up a little bit more. Legends underneath, because to me, they are the legends of this club. They are legends.
Well,
and the old style crest. I'm a big advocate. I love the old style crest.
it has to be Castle for me. You can't have a West Ham badge without Castle, Steve. And looking at them two, we do know that they both have now got stands named after them, and rightly so. Brooking one-man club, and Billy Bonds for me. I know he came from Charlton as a fullback, but it's West Ham, isn't it? I don't think anyone even remembers the Charlton days, really.
No, but you know the best memory I've got of Billy Bonds was the year we won the cup. We played Birmingham at home. I don't know if Steve remembers. It was a night game. We lost 2-1, and Colin Todd hacked down Devonshire, and Bonds chinned him.
I heard about that.
Bonds took him by the throat, didn't he? Yeah, he would have tore his head off for him.
Brilliant. So we're going to carry on walking down this road, and this is, gentlemen, where we would be walking towards what was the East Stand, if I'm correct, isn't it?
Yeah, the old chicken run. This hurts. This hurts looking at this.
Yeah. So let's carry on walking. Oh, lovely cat. Let's give her. You want to come on?
God, don't let my old
Oh,
woman.
be careful. It's so busy here with the cars.
Don't let my old woman see
Yeah.
that. I've been trying to get her a ginger cat for donkey's years.
I got a British short hair in lockdown.
Sorry?
I got a British short hair cat in lockdown. Yeah, it's all right.
I was going to make a funny remark about cats.
So Andy, we're behind the famous Trevor Brooking, Billy Bonds. I was always very bad at art, but you can appreciate it's a God-given gift, mate. I believe running, sports, culture, you know, that kind of thing. Art.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Long may it live. I think it's been up there a good few years. Two great players. Two players certainly we respect a lot in our programme. So, how does it feel looking at that, mate?
Well, I've seen it a few times over the last few years, but it's nice to see that it's not been vandalised and it's still in the area. I think it's a good touch. You need to keep things like this within the area so people know what the area
Remember, isn't it?
Yeah, the community as well, Jazz.
Even though I controversially say, I think most of the local children, they probably follow, Liverpool, things like that, which I'll just say the way it is. But people like us, and certainly my kids have been brought up the West End way, as you know, we'll certainly come here and bring our sort of families and things like that, really, yeah. And that fish and chip shop, did you ever go there? I used to go in there quite a lot.
I've been in there a couple of times, but it wasn't during match days or anything. It was the latter years after that, to be fair. But
Yeah, brilliant. Yep, so we're in Priory Road, looking at what would have been the East End, gentlemen. I know, Steve, you said walking up there, funny goosebumps and all sorts of memories of East End for you, mate?
Sorry?
Memories of the East End for you?
Oh, Christ, numerous. Too many to tell you. I remember when we got a reef when they was going to put seats in there. That's on video when we was walking up and down, but no, that is, to me, that is absolutely heartbreaking.
Where would you have more frequently sat in the ground?
Sat? Well,
Or stood, like, what was your stand, like, where you would have been most of the time?
Well, as I said, my dad brought me over here when I was about 7. Started off in the West Stand, then went with my mates and just went in the chicken run. I had 33 seasons as a season ticket holder in the chicken run, and there was no better stand in English football to me. It was.
And when they took corners, Steve, did you ever get a chance to pat any of them on the back?
Oh no, because I stood in the middle. I'd rather have long bloody arms.
And Steve, for you, East Stand memories for you, mate?
Funny enough, the East Stand was the least of the stands that I used to go into. I've been in there a few times, but started North Bank, then the South Bank. But my place that I loved before they ripped up was the West Side, in the corner by the away fans. The song, we're not the North Bank, we're not the South Bank, we're the West Side, Upton Park. There's a nutty little corner. I don't know if Steve remembers that.
Would that be where the police box was upstairs? Do you remember where they used to have the cameras? There was a little box there in the corner, wasn't there?
Right near there. Well, I'm laughing about it now. Chelsea 1981, as Steve remembers, the Valentine's Day massacre, 4-0, second division, and it just all kicked off on the pitch and everything. It's the day that Brooklyn got 2 and Devonshire got 2. Yeah, 4-0. And that was just a crazy day. But me personally, my best ever night in the West Side was a loss against Dynamo Tbilisi, 4-1 in the Cup Winners' Cup quarter final.
They gave us a footballing lesson that night, didn't they? They give us a footballing lesson. Yeah.
I heard the West Ham fans applauded them off the pitch.
Yeah, it did. And the other thing I'd just like to say about the old chicken run, the wit. They say Liverpool are funny. I'm sorry, you ain't seen nothing till you stood in that chicken run. Believe me.
So you know the chicken run.
I can't remember what game it was. I remember someone went to take a throw in and someone threw a knock pie and it hit them right on the back of the neck. I'll never forget that. Always remember that little memory.
The other thing was, obviously, I think we won the cup in '64. European Cup 65. I think with the money, I believe the old East Stand used to be made out of wood, I believe, and then it got knocked down and remade into what we knew. And for us, that was always the stand that was, it was never knocked down and developed. And I've got this publication from, I think, 91, or 2000, one of those. It mentions how they're going to revamp the whole ground, knock it down, make it join together and get a nice 50,000, 45,000.
So I put a thing on I think it was me nostalgia page, it might have been, or me Twitter, I can't remember. But we actually put the plans of the ground up, and when they redeveloped, or when they was going to redevelop the chicken run, that ground would have looked something else. It would have been amazing.
I think when I put the video up, I'm going to show you the picture that I've still got the publication, and it looks great, mate. All of it's equal, the corners are filled in. It would have been great.
The chicken run, when it was going to be rebuilt, would have been amazing. That would have been what we needed. Just 42,000 EastEnders in there. The atmosphere would have been incredible, wouldn't it?
Definitely, mate. So now we're standing on Priory Road, which was sort of the main entrance into the chicken run, the East Stand, really. And Andy, I think you remember certain games like Millwall near the wall and stuff like that, mate. Yeah, what used to go on there then?
So, especially the Millwall game in 2009, the League Cup, I remember coming down here, there's police everywhere, as you can imagine, fans on top of these garages, obviously egging on other West Ham fans, giving it to the Millwall, but obviously a lot of any games really, and not only violence or verbalism going on here. There was a lot of fans that used to stand here back in the day and just pan into the corner of where the chicken run and the Bobby Moore was, just to have a free viewing of the game. And it was you can see old pictures where you can see fans just literally congregating up here.
Yeah, I mean, I was a West Stand upper, really. Where did you used to sit, or was it just go all over the place?
Here, there and everywhere, wherever I can get injured, basically.
Sounds good. Okay.
Let's see.
So we were going to show you some of the murals. I can see L there, isn't it?
Long live the Boleyn, maybe.
Is that what it says on there? Be careful, mate.
Yeah, they've gone over it.
What does it say?
So maybe someone has wrote "Long live the Boleyn" along here as well, and it looks like they've built this little electrical storage cupboard
for the new.
Yeah, and then they've just covered all that side of it, which is a shame. They could have just left that bit, to be fair.
Yeah. So let's walk up towards the main road and see what we can see.
This bit here, Jazz, is a spot that I used to come down.
Have a fag.
Yeah, have a little fag before I walk into the turnstiles, munch on my burger or whatever I had, and then you could just overlook. Even when I worked for Thames Water and I used to work around this area, I used to come down here and park up down here and eat my food and just look at the stadium when it was still standing, you know.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Excellent. Yeah, I mean, these shops, these cars obviously belong to the shops, so, and it's within this shoppings at Nathan's and.
Long with the Boleyn down there as well.
Oh yeah.
You'd see part of the.
Let's zoom into that bit. Yeah. Yep, it's there, mate.
You're standing there, you'd see all of this as part of the stands.
Yep. It is. So some of the houses are named after the players. I'm looking at we're looking at Turnstile House and then Charlie Painter House. You can see. Got John Lyle as well down there. I think that's where the hopefully there's a centre circle in the middle, a bit of a garden, so we'll have a look at that. Steve, the wall next to you, mate. Do you ever put your hands up on there, mate, with the coppers or anything back in the day?
Oh yeah, I've sat up there a few times, definitely, like after a few bevies, singing. Had some magical nights sitting on this wall.
It's high up, mate, so you could jump that high when you were young, eh?
Well, your mates used to give you one of them, didn't they?
Oh, mate, and this is...
I couldn't get up there now, let alone back in the day.
Go on then, Steve, up you go, son.
Yeah.
Well, this would have been what Woody fans would have gone into the ground, wouldn't it? Up this way.
Years ago, it used to be the South Bank, which was down the other end, at Upton Park, and then the away fans then went, in this corner over here.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
Back in the day, it was proper naughty round here. Back in the day, I'll tell you what, I'm glad I'm West Ham because I wouldn't have fancied coming down to this ground.
I was told.
So of an evening game.
I was told in the 70s it got so bad that Liverpool once came and only brought 100 with them because they were just they were getting done, mate.
I remember when Man United took hell of a battering down here when they was like alleged big firm. I think they come unstuck that day.
Like a lot of them, I think, in history. Oh gosh. So look, we're going to go towards that gap. And then another thing we'll probably show later on, viewers, is the height, which again we were told by David Gold and everyone else that we can't develop because they can't be anywhere near the height of the traditional flats over there. And we can see already it's at least, well, it's above, isn't it? Yeah.
Also, one of their excuses for not redevelopment was they said because of the bus garage that used to be at the bottom here.
Where is it now?
Yeah, that's exactly gone.
And the bus garage went while we were still here, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a tapestry of lies.
I know you can smell bull in it.
Well, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, we were just talking about when you used to go back to the ITV, the big match right at the front, that there used to be two ladies, and I think it might be even on your Facebook group, Steve, that someone in there said, "Oh, that's my maybe aunt," or they certainly did recognise both of them. And yeah, there was a punter in there who said, "Yeah, that's my aunt," and sadly, I think sounds like they're no longer with us, but they were certainly with their badges right at the front. Yeah. One picture with Phil Parks, if you remember, is a famous one. They're reaching out to him.
On the Boleyn Badges website, you can. I've actually got the two photos on there, so if people want to check out Boleyn Badges, they can have a look.
Definitely, we're definitely going to be promoting all of that when the video goes out.
Last week, Jazz.
What's that?
Billy Bunter. I mean, he just used to get taken out just after kick-off and have his arm behind his back, and everyone was going, Billy Bunter, and he waved to the crowd. They let him in the next home game, but that's all he went for, and he was known, I don't know if Steve remembers, I forget, someone did put in our group the other day what his actual first name was, but I can't remember. Obviously he was big and fat, we called him Billy Bunter, and he just loved the crowd singing to him. And also you had Quasimodo, the programme seller. Quasi, give us a wave.
Quasimodo was a legend, absolute legend.
And do you remember as well?
Legend,
and when I first went, because I don't know if Jazz asked me, I used to creep out when I was young.
His name was Jeff.
That's it, Jeff. Quasi. But do you remember the when I first used to go over there? I used to go over there on my own sometimes as a 7 and 8 year old in the 70s, because you could go out and in them days. Peanuts, the Peanut Man. Yeah,
he could circumcise a wasp from 2 yards. That bloke. Yeah. I'll tell you what, he used to come up when it was in the South Bank, and he'd come up and he'd throw them peanuts to.
And also one day in the North
Bank.
And
he'd catch the change one-handed.
And also in the North Bank years ago, my mate had one of them air horn things, he used to blow the old air horn, and the coppers come and took it away from him. And I don't know where it was situated, but do you know when the bin men go around from the schools, they have them great big metal bins? Yeah. There was two of them in the North Bank, and the coppers threw it to get rid of it, said we couldn't use it anymore. And then I looked around to find where's my mate gone? He's in the bin trying to get the air horn out again. Great days, happy days.
As well?
The name rings a bell.
He was the old guy who used to dress up as a sergeant major with the old bugle.
That's it. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, I remember
He
him.
was a right ten cankerous old sod, weren't he?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, all these stories that we're giving out today, me and my good mate Steve here, you're not going to get at the London Stadium, Jazz. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen.
No, you don't see any characters. I mean, if anything, if you are a character, you're going to get told off for it.
Well, yeah, probably.
Brilliant, brilliant.